my local reserve of Summer Leys this week, and what a difference in the weather from my last film at Frampton Marsh. It was beautiful then, but now we're back to normal March weather of wind and rain. Through the drizzle you can see the old loading dock, which has been converted into a sandmartin bank and patiently awaits its first arrivals. From the Pioneer Hide we see mallard, tufted duck and grazing widgeon. Also black-headed gulls, and there's no sign of nesting on Rotary Island at the moment. I think the weather has slowed things down. It's also nice to see pochard. There's a couple out there, one of them bathing. And a little egret comes to fish just in front of the hide. It uses its striking yellow feet to churn up the mud and silt on the bottom to flush out any potential prey. They feed on fish, amphibians, invertebrates and aquatic insects and so on. They're a pretty common sight here in the UK now. They're one of the 3 white herons we see here now, along with the great white, which we're also hoping to see here today, and the cattle egret. There's been quite a few reports of cattle egret here in Northamptonshire recently, but unfortunately I've had no luck in trying to get some film. Hopefully my luck will change soon. As this flock of widgeon swam by, we decided to move on, but then the great white egret makes an appearance on the far shore. We are moving on now, negotiating the puddles on the footpath, and you can see how much rain we've had overnight. A lot of water and spray on the roads as I drove here, but we are officially in spring now, and the trees and bushes are heavy with blossom. Looking up into the top of the hedge that lines the path, this male great tit advertises his territory. Our next stop is the Paul Britton Hide, and from here we see Canada geese, moorhen and widgeon, and another moorhen on the shoreline, a solitary lapwing, some grazing widgeon, quite a substantial flock, and by the shoreline a pair of carrion crow. Moving on, we see a few people out for a Sunday stroll, and the weather seems to be getting a little bit brighter. A little further round we have good views of these great crested grebe. This one has just caught a fish. A little further on we see this grey heron skulking in the reeds. Common sight on our waterways, but nonetheless impressive. And this guy is just about to be spooked by some people walking to our right, and off he goes to land again not too far away. The grey heron is a ferocious predator, feeding on fish, amphibians, voles and rats and small birds. And as we continue our circuit of Summer Leys, we get a much better view of the great white egret, which is joined by lapwing. Well, that's 2 out of 3 of the white herons here today. The little egret and now the great white egret. Must try and get to cattle egret soon. And sod's law, as we reached the car park, the sun came out in all its glory. Isn't that always the way? But nonetheless, a nice morning here at Summer Leys, and I'll see you next time.